What's going on, everybody? Live from the Super Bowl Convention Center area. And we're going to be here for a little bit. I don't know how long. I'm going to also walk around. There's a whole lot going on. A lot of people are potentially packing up soon and move it over to the probably the Glendale area. But we're going to hang out here for a while, see who we run into, and just kind of kick it here at the in the Radio Row area. Appreciate everybody watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that like button on the way in the door. Also, the phone lines are open. Phone numbers at the bottom of the screen, so please dial on in if you would like to ask a question, talk 2023 NFL Super Bowl talk, or anything relating to the 2023 fantasy football season. So file on in, hit that thumb up button, and appreciate you all being here. And let's see here. We're a little earlier than normal. The Fantasy Football Show usually is not live at 7:24 a.m. My time, Phoenix time. We are usually not live this early. My eyes are bloodshot. I'm hungry. I need something to eat. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm ready to answer any questions you got. What's up, Smooth Criminal? First in the building today was Frake. Appreciate you. RGB in the house. What's up, Ed? What's up, Smooth Criminal? Blind Larry, Swaggy, JCIM. Hit that thumb up button. Phone lines are open, so dial on in if you have a question. And if I see anybody roaming around here, I'm going to roam around because it looks like things are migrating into different areas now. So your boy Smitty's going to kind of maybe move around at some point, maybe go on my phone at some point. Are you wearing pants this time, Smitty? No, I'm not. I'm wearing shorts, buddy boy. This is Arizona. Even though it's a little colder out than in the summer, it's still, it still gets hot when you go indoors, bro. Arizona's a place where you're cold, and then when you're cold outside during the winter months, but when you go into any building at all, you got to take off everything, long sleeve that you got. I don't wear a lot of long sleeve stuff. What's up, Travis? Appreciate you. Yeah, dial in. What are you guys thinking for this game tomorrow? Anybody changing their minds? Anybody feeling like there's a lot of Jalen Hurts doubt that's kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. A lot of people acting like Jalen Hurts is soft. The Niners have been talking mad crap about the Eagles' defense. I think the Eagles are going to come out and have a little chip on their shoulder, and I'm really feeling like the Niners and all the bad press this week about the Eagles' defense being soft is gonna have this defense stepping up in a major way. Look, they're the better defense. I think it's ridiculous that one of the narratives being painted is that the Eagles' defense is a problem. The Eagles' defense is a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't understand how the Eagles' defense is becoming a topic and a narrative for a reason why the Eagles are going to lose on Sunday. The Eagles' defense is an advantage that the Chiefs don't have. You could arguably say that the Chiefs and the Eagles have a very comparable offensive attack and arsenal of weaponry, and that the Eagles' defense is the difference maker. And yet you see a lot of people, a lot of it driven by the Niner players, because they're, I think, a little bit sour on the fact that the way the game went. You see the Eagle players trying to, I guess, I don't know. I would say, I love the Niner players. I love my Niner fans and anybody that's a Niner diehard. I love you. Okay, so don't take this the wrong way. But I think the Niner players and some of the fan base is so mad that they didn't have a shot because of the injuries. They didn't even, as the players said, and it's accurate, they didn't even have a shot. They couldn't even do anything because they didn't have a quarterback. And so they felt like it was unfair, and it was. It was unfair. No one's saying it wasn't. But to sit here and use the anger and despair of not being in this game because of something out of your control, I think it's making them point fingers at the Eagles defense as if like, oh, we would have tore the Eagle defense up if we had a quarterback. So therefore, we're going to rip apart the Eagle defense and we're going to start saying things negatively about the Eagle defense. Like the Eagle defense is going to get exposed. Brandon Ayuk saying that the cornerbacks, are going to get lit up or whatever he said. I think the Eagle defense is going to step up big. The Eagle defense is going to be out for blood. So I'm actually very, very eager. I'm an eager beaver, ready for a competitive game, very close score, probably a 3 to 7 point win. But I love it. I love that people are talking trash. I love that players are talking trash. The Niners even said they don't care who wins. Christian McCaffrey said he wants both teams to lose. Christian McCaffrey said, F fantasy football. A little bitterness coming from the countdown, maybe. I should spell that right. Countdown. I think I sense a little bit of bitterness out of the Niner players, especially Christian McCaffrey. A little bit bitter, wishing everybody. I love Christian McCaffrey, but a little bit bitter, wishing that everybody loses, and a little bit bitter to tell everybody to F their fantasy. And you know what? As much as I understand where Christian McCaffrey's coming from, as much as I understand where players are coming from, I take great offense when people say things like F fantasy, screw the fantasy guys. You guys know how much I find that distasteful, because we are a big part of the fan base. And when you dismiss a super big portion of your fan base, I think that's a ridiculous move. So McCaffrey, shame on you. Shame on you. If I see you, I'm going to tell you that I forgive you. But if I do see you, I'm going to mention it. I guarantee that. I'll probably mention it in a very nice way. But I will mention it. Because I think that's garbage. I think that's absolute garbage. We are a big portion of the fan base, and we deserve a little respect. And I get awfully tired of people disrespecting the fantasy realm as if we are not a part of what the big picture, not a part of the reason these players make a lot of money, not a part of the reason why this industry is so popular, why the NFL is so popular. If you took all the fantasy players off the table, the NFL would be a much smaller organization. The NFL would have a much smaller viewership, and these players, because of viewership, because of ad dollars, because of view revenue that is generated a lot by the fantasy fan base, you would literally be getting paid a lot less. So the game will be decided with the Eagles O-line. If the Chiefs get pressure, it will be interesting. I think you could say that about, it's a good point, but I think you could say that about a lot of things. This game will be decided by special teams. This game will be decided by the Eagles defense. This game will be decided by Jalen Hurts being able to run the ball. This game will be decided by Patrick Mahomes' ankle. Honestly, I think it's just it's a game that if it was played 10 times, you'd have 5 victories on each side. I don't know that there's any one thing that's going to determine this game. I do feel like it's going to be a 3 to 7 point victory for one team. I do believe the Eagles are hungry. I do believe the Eagles feel like the underdogs by a massive amount. I do feel like Jalen Hurts has a chip on his shoulder. I do feel like the narrative of Jalen Hurts coming full circle with all the doubt and in taking it on and winning and proving everybody wrong is going to complete itself, and we're going to see this man win a Super Bowl, and I think the doubters will still remain, which will be hilarious. Yeah, Boken Tucson. Yeah, it kind of pissed me off when McCaffrey said that. Like, I don't take it too personally. I don't care, Rick. Ultimately, I don't care. But I think it's pretty ridiculous to say it. I think it's pretty ridiculous to say it as harshly as he said it, like as if the fantasy fan base isn't important at all to him. It isn't important at all to the sport itself, the viewership. It was weird. It's also weird for him to be like, I want both teams to lose. F fantasy, F your fantasy. It was like nonstop with them. It was kind of crazy. A lot of players do feel that way. Not every player does. And don't come in here and say, oh, they don't care about it. It's not about your fan. It is about fantasy. It is about fantasy for us, and they should be worried about it. It's almost like saying, screw the fan. You know, like if a player said, I'm out there on the field playing a game, what the fan thinks in the stands doesn't matter. That's essentially what you're saying when you say F your fantasy, act like fantasy doesn't matter. It's a form of a fan. And you know, I think any fan base would be feel very slighted if let's say you're watching the game. Let's say you go to let's even take football and take McCaffrey and take all that out. Let's say you go to a Suns game. I'm here in Phoenix. We just got Durant. Standing ovation. Just got Durant. That'd be like if Durant came up and said to the podium and said, "Thank you for inviting me to Phoenix. I really don't care about the fan base. I don't care if you like me or not. I'm here to play basketball. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm not here to talk to you. I'm not here I don't care about you." Like, that's what it means to say F your fantasy. That a fantasy football player is just as much of a fan as any other fan watching. Like, so it's ridiculous. Doing it live, Marty. Appreciate you. But I think back to what I was saying. I think the Eagles are you're just putting a chip on their shoulder, and the chip is growing. Every single news report that comes out, every single piece of news that drops that is like negative toward the Eagle defense, every single piece of news that drops is negative toward Jalen Hurts. If anybody thinks that's adding pressure to the Eagles club that has been dealing with doubt their entire season, you think that they're going to get nervous? They've never been in a big game. They've been in big games all the way up to this point. You know, and there's plenty of playoff experience on this team. Just because Jalen Hurts has never been to a Super Bowl doesn't mean this team isn't loaded with potential leadership. You know, and on top of that, this offensive line is nasty. And so KC's going to get worked over on that side of this story, and I think ultimately it's going to come down to, can Jalen Hurts capitalize, and can the Kansas City defense or can the Kansas City offense keep up? And if they can keep up, then we're going to have ourselves a game that anybody can win. But for anybody to act like the narrative isn't being painted, that the Eagles are now the underdogs again, if anybody doesn't think they're growing this chip on Jalen Hurts' shoulder in a way that's advantageous to them, it's advantageous for Jalen Hurts. It's advantageous for the Eagles, 100%. What's up, Rubio? What am I doing here? I'm broadcasting live, Rubio. What does it look like I'm doing here? My main man, Rubio. This is the earliest I'm live, but what do you mean? What am I doing here? Chiefs 27-24. I could see it. Bro. I'll charge my phone here so my phone doesn't give out. Eagles 20. Let's see here. What are the vibes like down there? More Eagles or more Chiefs? Probably more Chiefs fans. I'd say the vibes. Not a lot of that going on here in Media Row, you know, because it's all media in here. But in the experience, I say I saw a lot more Chief fans. Where your boy Smitty had the longest field goal of the day when he was at the experience, kicked a 45-yarder that was probably about 38. I counted it off. Those saying it wasn't 45. You're right in the sense that they were very generous with the 10-yard marks. So it was like 8.5 yards or about 8.5 yards per 10 yards. 8.5 to 9 yards per 10 yards. They didn't really make it a full 10. But the end zone has nothing to do with it. Everyone's like, there's no end zone, so therefore it's 10 yards less. No, it's not, because we kicked a 30-yarder to be a 30-yarder, not kicking a 30-yarder to be a 40-yarder. So it's very clear that you're kicking from 30 yards from the goal. But your boy Smitty landed, I would say, a legit 38-yarder, and I had room for at least a 10 or 15-yard, field goal to spare. So 38, 48, probably 53-yarder. It would have probably bounced on top of the bar and went over at a 53 yards, and would have hit the bar and went off on 54. So you be the judge. I have it on my Instagram. I have it on my last YouTube video that's like pinned on the channel. You can see it at the beginning, very beginning. I played over and over and over at the beginning. There was a clearly would have went over 50 yards, easily over 50. Brock just became a member. Appreciate you. I keep calling you Brock. Bach in Tucson. Bach, appreciate you, Bach. Both teams will have to adapt to that Arizona climate. Arizona's cold right now, though, bro. There's no heat. What are you talking about, Rubio? The Arizona climate, bro. It's like perfect conditions. It's like I don't even wear a sweater because it's cold enough. Everybody's wearing a sweater. Like everyone's got jackets on and everything like that. But like it's during the daytime. It's perfect. It's perfect, bro. Going to call in shortly. Okay, appreciate you. I saw that kick. You killed it. Thank you, Bach. Appreciate you. That thing was good from 40 easily. Oh, yeah. It would have made 50. I'm very hungry. I'm very hungry. What's up, Avatar? Appreciate you, pal. Going to call in shortly. I saw you kick that. Rubio, what did you think? He's there for us. Appreciate it. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate it. Agree. How much money would McCaffrey be making if it weren't for fantasy football? Not near as much. Like at all. At all. McCaffrey wouldn't be making near as much money at all. Eagles in 3/4, says Blind Larry. Eagles 40, Chiefs 20. Says Ray. Eagles get the W, 34-27, says Ray. Go Bird, says Frake. Jose, what's up, my guy? Cincy, we're getting number one next year. Cincy, we are getting the number one. See you next year. We're getting the number one. What do you mean, Ben? Smitty Claus, big time at the big game. What's up, Warren? Appreciate you, man. Who has the best breakfast burritos in Arizona? I don't know about that, bro. There's not really any place that stands out. Yeah, I'm a little early, bro. I came right when they opened. There will be a lot of people packing up. Radio Row's only open till noon today. It is 7:42 a.m. A lot of people packed up, or are packing up, or finishing up their broadcast, or doing whatever. But then everybody's going to potentially bounce. I think CBS already left, or they're packing up right now. A.J. Brown over, under 72 yards. I'd probably say over. Number one seed. Oh yeah, I love Joe Burrow in the Bengals, so I'm gonna be rooting for that as well. Only till noon. I don't know why they're closing today early. They don't stay for the Super Bowl. No, they do. It's just I'm talking about Radio Row. Radio Row closes at noon. Not Eastern, noon my time. So like 4 hours. What's up, Jeb? What's going on? I don't like him, or what made you think I changed my opinion? My opinion was, and it's all good, I'll explain it, but that people had high expectations for him last year. Anything negative I had to say on him, if you want to call it negative, was that people were like, he's going to ball out, he's going to ball as soon as he's back, he's going to ball. He didn't. You know, he needed time. He was, when the NFL draft took place, he was like, I believe, a month into his ACL recovery. So there was like almost near zero chance he was going to do much at all on a consistent level his first year back. So my whole thing was don't draft him and redraft expecting him to be some kind of consistent second half of the season monster. He might show one or two games. What I said from the start consistently, you can go back to any video, is that Jameson Williams has the potential to be a top 10 wide receiver. St. Brown and Jameson Williams both have potential to be top 10 wide receivers. One of them might shove the other one to like 12. You know, we don't know. But what I've said consistently over the entire season last year was that he will show us a flash, maybe, a flash or two, and he did. He had a long touchdown catch. We all got excited. We thought maybe he was going to maybe do something a little more consistent. He didn't. But that was it. We'd see a flash. We'd know kind of what he's capable of, and he'd come back the next year and maybe potentially do well. So nothing triggered me to like him more. I've liked him the same. I love him. I think him and St. Brown are very, very close, though. I don't know that one is a lock to be better than the other, and I don't know that they can both coexist, though, as elite top 8 wide receivers, though, because that would make Goff a top 3 quarterback. So one of them is going to surpass the other. They might rotate for a couple years. Jameson Williams is most certainly capable of being a top 10 wide receiver in 2023, more so in 2024, but probably the tail end of, or not, I'd say the second half of 2023, he could really start stepping it up. But it wouldn't shock me if it took him a little while. Who do you like in the Super Bowl? I like the Eagles. I think by like 3 to 7 point victory. How far back can you go on the field goal try there? So 45. That's why I crushed the 45. When you go to 50, you're at the end of the turf, and then there's a big, huge pole. See this pole behind my shoulder? So in the convention center, there's poles everywhere because, for structure, to hold the structure up. And the pole that was like literally at like the 55-yard mark. And so I had to step to the side and go around it and go into the line and move like a metal gate. And then my heels were like under the gate. So like they're like clipping my like heels. And so I had to like stutter step out of that, go around the pole, and then try and kick it for 50, and I shanked it. So there's no way to really kick a 50 with room. So, excuses, whatever, but you can't hit a 50. Does A-Rob go down in your rankings for 2023? Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you mean? Is Amon-Ra St. Brown go down in your rankings in 2023? No, I have him ranked like in the second to third round turn, with a little bit of caution just because Jameson's that good, but I think it'll take a little bit of time for Jameson to get full go. I don't think he just pops out of the gate. He could, but I think you're better off waiting for him like week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. And then if he takes over, he takes over. If he doesn't, then he's going to remain, I don't know, Cortland Sutton, like, do well one game. Amon-Ra, I believe you're probably better off going with a different option unless you can get Amon-Ra at a value, meaning you're not buying him as a legit high-end wide receiver 1. He's got to be like a borderline wide receiver 1-2. Otherwise, I feel like the risk isn't packaged in, the risk that could be present with the situation. As much as we love Amon-Ra, as much as we love Jameson, we got to prepare for that Goff is good, but is Goff good enough? I don't know. I don't know if Goff can feed both of them. I think we run a real big risk of potentially seeing one of those guys struggle more than we would like. Smitty, is the 2023 Kelsey and everyone else again. What? Smitty, is 2023 Kelsey and everyone else again for 2023 tight end best ball rankings? I don't know what that means. Restate that, Jose. That got auto-corrected too, like in a major way. In a major way, my man. File on in, guys. Appreciate you all being here. File on in. Hit that thumb up button. Appreciate you. All right, here we go. Meaning Kelsey is number one and everyone else is significantly below him. Yeah, I think so. If I had to like say, if I had to like predict a tight end to like jump into the mix, I would probably say Kyle Pitts could totally surprise people, bro. You know, could totally surprise people. Could just explode. I know his situation isn't extremely well set up, you know, but Ritter, he didn't really get a chance to play with Ritter. We had Mariota. I think everybody's kind of tying Mariota to Ritter and tying the QB production from when Mariota was in there to Ritter, and Ritter's going to be a lot better. But is Kelsey the number one by a lot? Yes, but is Kelsey getting up there in age to the point where he could miss like 3-4 games a season, 5 games a season? He could be. He might have one more year left where we don't see that, but it's hard to imagine. And he's even made comments before this year. I forget what the exact line was, but about getting older, you know, and it's slowing down a little. So I think he's by far the number one, but people are drafting him at like 3. And that's just too high. You know, I'd rather take Pitts in round 6, 7. Kyle Pitts is falling around 6 and 7. I'd rather have Kyle Pitts at 6, 7, and instead of taking Kelsey in round 1, which is where you're gonna have to take him. He's going at 3, 4, 5 right now. We did best ball drafts, and every single one of them last night, he went at number 3 or number 4. Best ball is a little different, but that's crazy high. That's crazy high. I'd rather take a Jamar Chase or a JJ and get Kyle Pitts in round 7, maybe round 6, round 7. You know, nothing wrong with Kelsey at the 1-2 turn. You know, 12 or 13, or even 10 and 14. You know, those are good picks. I don't mind grabbing them there. But especially if you go Mahomes Kelsey or Josh Allen Kelsey or whatever, and people laugh at you because you're going early tight end and you're going early quarterback. And then you land like Charbonnet and Jahmyr Gibbs and you know, Montgomery, and then you got like Christian Watson as a wide receiver still. I mean, that's a pretty good team. I like that approach, you know. Smitty's eyes looking rough. Well, what do you expect, bro? Okay. No, says Jose. I love Pitts at 6, 7. Heard of a video out on Javonte running a treadmill hard. Have any info? We're still waiting on some concrete info. The moment we hear Javonte's like way ahead of schedule, that's when we can start talking about the Moon Men list, bro. You know? But right now we got to wait. He had so many ligaments and injuries to that knee. MCL, LCL, ACL, PCL. He mangled his knees. J.K. Dobbins knee injury. A little bit different, but pretty much, you know. You went Will best player. You went Will best player available, including at QB, and now all of the high-stake best ball drafts have usually 8 to 10 QBs by the end of round 5. Yeah, it has been a trending early quarterback is now trending big time. Kind of sucks, for us because it's what we believe in, and everybody keeps laughing at it year after year after year. But now, Broncos going to take a chance on Josh Jacobs. I wouldn't read too much into that, bro. He's referencing when Mitch is referencing when Jacobs was on the couch with Sean Payton, right? And they said maybe we'll take a look at him. They're all talking, and he costs a lot of money, bro. I don't know. Is it possible? Sure, but I don't think it's gonna happen. You saw it years ago. Jose must be 7 years old. No, Jose's not 7 years old, Rubio. He's been here from the very beginning. He plays in a lot of big, high-stakes leagues, and he's a baller. Rubio, watch yourself, bro. Why don't you watch yourself? Be a nice person. Any word on Lamar's contract talks? I was just thinking about Mark Andrews. No word. They're about $100 million apart. That's the last word we have. $100 million apart. Happy to see you living the dream. Appreciate you, Donovan. Thank you, my dude. You type way too fast. Smitty, how would you draft tight end in best ball league where tight end is 1.5 per catch? I think that's when I would take Kelsey, but I still wouldn't take him at 3. But so I probably won't get him. I still find value. I mean keep in mind that currently I'm the number one quarterback ranker in the entire fantasy industry according to Fantasy Pros over the last 3 years. Number one in the entire industry. I was number one in the entire industry last year for the last 3 years before that in tight end rankings. So I was number one in tight end rankings for 21. Let's see, 21, 20, and 19. Number one in tight end rankings in the entire industry. And now 19, 18, 19, 20. And then 19, 20, 21, I'm the number one in quarterback rankings. So I do feel like I have a little bit of confidence and ability to say that quarterbacks, I love running back rankings too, and wide receiver rankings, and I don't love kicker rankings. I'm never finishing first in kickers, or maybe I will someday. But when it comes to the tight end position, I do know when the next Kelsey potentially could be coming up. That's why I rank so high in tight end rankings for the last decade on Fantasy Pros. But I would say, if I had to project who that tight end could be, Kyle Pitts, as easy as he is to see coming, look at Jose's comment. Jose, I'm not calling you out for not liking Pitts in any other way than to say that a lot of people feel that way. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Kyle Pitts is being laughed at 6th, 7th round value. Like I just said, I love Kyle Pitts, and Jose said Pitts ... no ... which again is the way a lot of people feel. Jose, you're not alone. So if I could get Kyle Pitts in 6th or 7th round range and get laughed at, and have people say no way, that's the guy. That's the guy. Andrews in round 4 or 5, that's the guy too. Like Andrews in 5. If you could get Andrews in 5 or Pitts in 6, 7, especially in 7, that is your number one outlier tight end. And they're both big name tight ends. Are there any hiding rising star next Jimmy Graham? One of the reasons I rank so high in the past for tight end rankings, I was number, I don't know if it was 1 or 2 a while back when I predicted Jimmy Graham. That was when I first started in the industry. And I predicted Jimmy Graham. And no one saw Jimmy Graham coming. Jimmy Graham Waller. I was higher on Waller and higher on Hawkinson than anybody in the entire fantasy industry. That's what made me be number one in the tight end rankings for 2018, 2019, 2020. Is I had Hawkinson and Waller both higher than everybody. I'm good at identifying those potential outliers, whether they're big name players or not. And it just so happens the two outliers this year are two big name players, Kyle Pitts and Mark Andrews, and they're very doubted to the tune where they're sleepers. Carl, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show, pal. What can I do for you?
Hey there, I want to, good morning first off, and I want to talk about a Dynasty real quick with you. So, I have, it's a Superflex league. I have
Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear him okay?
Hurts, T. Higgins, as well as Travis Kelce. What I want to do this offseason is work on a stack. So either turn one of those quarterbacks into Mahomes to stack with Travis Kelce, or trade away Kelce. I'm also looking to upgrade Higgins into Chase, and I'm trying to figure out what do you think I can? I'm trying to figure out the value of Travis Kelce and AJ Brown. Do you think that is a fair swap, or should I ask for more if I'm giving up Travis Kelce to get AJ Brown?
Give me your core players one more time.
Okay, yeah. So the quarterbacks are Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. I have T. Higgins and Travis Kelce. These are like my main big guys.
Is it one QB or two QB?
Oh, it's a super flex.
Okay, so don't trade your quarterbacks.
I'm looking to get a wide receiver one upgrade for my both quarterbacks. So I was looking to upgrade T. Higgins to Chase, or maybe even trade away Kelce for AJ Brown, or maybe even trade Hurts for Mahomes. Like, do you see or do you think I should just
Hurts for Mahomes? Okay, so hold on, a couple things here. Let me unpack this as best I can. Burrow and Hurts, don't touch it. Don't touch it. If you're going to trade Hurts into Mahomes and get something, sure, but is someone really going to give you? I mean, they're like dead even. I don't think anybody's going to give you Mahomes and something for Hurts. If you found a buyer for that, then take advantage of that right away. Because, I mean, Hurts and Mahomes, I mean, I probably rank Mahomes higher than Hurts in a dynasty Superflex. Yeah. Because Hurts runs a lot, and so long-term he's probably going to suffer more long-term injuries. But unless you're doing that, unless you're getting, Hurts for Fields and something like monstrous, I could go that route potentially, but that's it. It's one of those five quarterbacks I want. I want Fields, Hurts, Burrow, on up. So I think it would be a big mistake for you to trade Burrow or Hurts. I think it would be advantageous for you to trade Higgins into Jamar Chase. But what would you have to surrender? It can't be a Kelce, can't be a Hurts, can't be a Burrow. So it's going to have to be a draft pick. If you could I'll tell
you what he said. He said he wants, without Higgins involved, he wants a first from this year, next year, in 2025, which I understand kind of. So what I'm thinking of sending him is a 24 first, 25 first, Higgins, and then I also have the 108. He has the 112. I'm thinking of maybe even doing a swap there. I don't know, just to make him want to say yes. Do you think this is giving
Mitch.
Way too much?
Appreciate you, man.
With T. Higgins involved.
What did you finish last year?
I finished in second place, but I have a 108 on me. But I finished second place with this squad here.
What other players do you have? You said this is your core, but give me the rest of your decent players.
I can name some. It'll take me a minute to get to it, but to name some, I had Keenan Allen. I had Mike Evans, who he had that amazing game that one day. I had Tyler Algier, who was rising up. Jamal Williams, who was really nice.
You still have them, right?
I still have all these players. Yeah.
Yeah. You said you didn't have anybody. Those are pretty good players, though, bro. You got Keenan Allen, you got Mike Evans, you got Tyler Algier. Who else?
Terry McLaurin, he was fine. Rashad White, he was cool. I also have Fournette. I don't know what to do about that. and Higbee, I had him as a backup.
Yeah, I mean, you got a really good team, bro. That's not bad at all. Do I think? I mean, that's a lot to give up. Higgins is arguably, some would say very close to Chase, some would say very far away. Like, this depends on who you talk to. I personally have Jamar Chase as the number as a top. Let's put him in the top three overall dynasty player. And that makes him extremely valuable. That makes him, T. Higgins is going to get drafted in the 3rd round or something. Maybe. I don't even know what pick in the 3rd round or how far down. So it's a big difference. So if you're giving up 2 first-rounders and swapping this year's first-rounders, which are later picks. Now, 1.8 could be Sean Tucker, and we just laugh at people that let him slip. And I highly doubt it. I think it's going to be JSN will be gone. 3 of the top 3 running backs will be gone. So probably won't be.
They would fall, or maybe
Who?
AR-15.
Yeah, I don't think Charbonnet is going to be, after his landing spot and his workout. I have a feeling Charbonnet is going to be looked at as the number 1 running back by some people. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think he falls past running back 3. And if he does, that means he had a bad combine and something happened, and we're all kind of worried about him. So, but I would probably say, bro, that if it's me, if I could get Burrow, Hurts, Jamar Chase, and Kelsey, keep Kelsey. And then you got Evans and you got Keenan Allen, you got Tyler Algier. That's a championship team there, bro. I would do it.
Okay, now just so you don't think I should trade Kelsey for AJ Brown at all?
I wouldn't.
You think I should just?
I mean, what do you? Okay. Who's your tight end?
I mean, if I was to trade away Kelsey, then I would have Gerald Everett and Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, I mean, think about it from this perspective, bro. AJ Brown's got a lot of knee injuries in his past. He's got a lot of injury risk. Is there a world where AJ Brown and Kelsey start missing like significant time at the same time, even though AJ Brown's a young player? I love AJ Brown. You guys know I love AJ Brown. But there is a world I can envision where Kelsey is good for 1 more year, and then he's still top 3 the next year, and then maybe he retires or something like it. We don't know. But 2 years of Kelsey being top 5 and 1 year of him being number 1 with this team, it's worth it to me. AJ Brown could be in his 3rd year from now, so same years as Kelsey. Year 1 coming up here that you'd have him. Year 2, Kelsey would still be top 3, and then year 3, that you'd have AJ Brown if you made that trade. Year 3, maybe he starts missing time because of the knee injuries and such. So like I just ride that wave with Kelsey. And you got enough youth that you should be filling and supplementing and doing really well that it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people focus so much on the future with dynasty teams. They don't remember and keep in mind that you're so good at, right, because you're watching this show, and you guys are all very, very bright as well. It's not just because you watch my show, but you guys know how to identify Tyler Algiers. You just proved you identified Tyler Algier. You identified all these, whether you got information from me or whatever. You're the one that chose to draft Tyler Algier. You're the one that saw the value there. You've got McLaurin. His situation could change quite a bit. Don't sell yourself short into thinking that you could find Kelsey's replacement, and then when the time comes for Kelsey to step down, you've already got a guy right there. You know what I mean? So don't think too far ahead. Take this team and go dominate, bro.
All right, now I have one more this real quick. So giving up Higgins, the one.
You're cutting in and out, bro. You're cutting in and out.
I'll call.
Yeah, maybe try back. You're cutting in and out. Jose, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. What's up, pal?
All right. No, I just wanted to call because it's not too many times where you're this early in the morning where I could jump in. But just nothing like that. Any of these cats who are in this or listening to you right now, like they gotta sign up, subscribe, and just follow your content because that's the only way that they could hear stuff that not too many other analysts would say. Like you weren't one of the few people that were talking about just getting your best player available, or most people were saying you could get your quarterback late or get running backs early, and if they just need to be exposed to other points of view because that's how you have to keep on. You have to do that to win in fantasy.
I appreciate it, pal.
You know,
you've been here from the beginning, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, just keep on sign up. Follow Smitty, and you're gonna win your leagues. And you're playing in money leagues, you're gonna make money every year.
Thanks, pal.
It's like a bank. Thank you,
hey,
Smitty, I appreciate it.
Hey, what do you think, real quickly, while I have you? What do you think about Kelce and Dynasty? Are you of the same mindset, like just ride it out because? What are you going to get? An A.J. Brown? Like that guy, I love A.J. Brown, but he's going to have maybe as much of an injury history or risk as Kelce, because he's got all the knee issues and stuff. So, like, where do you value Kelce in Dynasty?
Well, if you have there's teams that play Dynasty that are what seems to be they're rebuilding forever. And there's teams that if you have a good team, you should try to win. I mean, if it's correct, the team that has Burrow, Hurts, Higgins, and Kelce, if that's what that guy had, you got to try to win. If you have a squad that can win, just win.
Yeah.
So what's the point of having a dynasty if you never win a championship?
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have a team that can win, trade him. But I think he has 2 more years left. 2 more quality years left.
I feel like everybody plays for second place too much. I feel like everybody just. Like I told that guy, I forget who. I'm already blanking on who just called. He has Burrow, Hurts, and he's gonna have Jamar Chase and Kelce. He's still got McLaurin. He's still got Mike Evans. He's still got Algier. Like he's good to go. And when you have a guy like Kelce, you gotta not think about I'm gonna lose him in 2 years and get nothing. You gotta think, okay, what do I gain in that 2 years? Money, winning the championship, whatever. And then at the end of it all, maybe you have the next Kyle Pitts sitting there because you cultivated it. So, I think unless you're getting let's say a Garrett Wilson for Kelce, a guy that you think could be a top five wide receiver for the next 10 years, then I would go that route. But going in A.J. Brown, I feel like A.J. Brown, I hate saying this because I love A.J. Brown. He might even be around, might be standing behind me. I think A.J. Brown is a pretty risky second-round pick in fantasy going forward. I just think his knee issues concern me, and Devontae Smith is rising up. I love A.J. Brown. If I can draft him as in the 3rd round or whatever, I'd take him. I'd smash A.J. Brown in the 3rd round all day. Context matters. Context of A.J. Brown is different than context of A.J. Brown in the 2nd round. A.J. Brown in the 3rd is very different. But A.J. Brown's going in the 2nd, and I just feel like there are better values. I'd rather have Christian Watson in round 4 or 5, and he was going kind of in that territory, and then take Kenneth Walker in round 2. You know what I mean? Or Breece Hall in round 2. Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker were both going round 2 on the regular, right around pick 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's where Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker were going in the best ball drafts last night. And Jose, were you there last night when we started doing the best ball drafts?
No, I'm gonna watch the replay because I got
okay.
Because I'm just consuming content right now because I'm doing all these drafts. So I need
Jose.
Jose,
they opened up the best ball drafts for 2023 last night. Jose, they opened them up at 6 p.m. Eastern, right around 6 p.m. Eastern, and they include the rookies. So all the rookies are in the best ball drafts for 2023. There's $1 million in prizes, $10 per entry. Use promo code Smitty at Underdog. Link is in the description of every video I have, but this one probably. So use promo code Smitty if you guys go over to Underdog. But Jose, now is the time to win a best ball draft. Not in August, not in July, when these rookies, like we always love the rookies, Charbonnet's going in like round 7. Sean Tucker's going later than that. And so Kenneth Walker last year, around 9-10. Now's the time to win. Like, so if you're gonna front load a lot of your drafts, I highly recommend you draft best ball early, so you can take advantage of all these rookies that are just barely ranked right now. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going like round 4 or 5 at times. He's going to go in the top of the 3rd. I almost promise you.
I definitely gotta look at it. I mean, this is their championship, or this is their, because they have different tournaments, which is the nice thing that we're talking about. They have pre-draft tournaments that close.
Yeah.
I did the rookie and sophomore tournament, and I got a team into the I think week 15 and week 16 before I finally lost. So, and that you can make money doing that.
Yeah.
You could do the big tournament that they have, and I've done it. It's a lot more difficult to win.
Yeah. Avi says that he lost his bet with me. Avi said he would buy a lifetime membership to the Fantasy Football Show, which is a good value, Avi. You're not wasting your money. If CeeDee Lamb was a top 10 wide receiver, because he said he would be outside the top 10. So let me give you that link, Avi.
Oh, you. That was. I would have to do that, because one of these he's going to hit, and he actually hit, and he's going in the first. He's going at the 1-2 turn.
Avi, there's the link, pal.
Like in these best ball leagues, the best ball leagues that I'm doing they're going at the 1-2 turn. CeeDee Lamb is 1-2 right now.
There's that link, Avi. Just get that content membership, lifetime content membership right there for you. Appreciate you, Avi. And then you can call in whenever you want, man. You're on this.
I gotta let you go. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, buddy?
Appreciate you, pal. Later.
Take care. Bye.
Dial on in if you guys want. We'll be answering some more phone calls here. Thank you, Avi. Where are you at, Smitty? I'm at Radio Row at the Super Bowl, bro. Go to the channel's homepage and hit join, says Ed. Good morning, Nick. Appreciate you, Nick. Betting the farm on the Eagles, says Robert. I don't know if I bet the farm on it, because, either team could win, but I do feel like the Eagles should win. The chip on the shoulder is growing. Everybody talking mad trash. Niner fans everywhere. Niner players talking trash. Oh, this defense is going to get exposed. Oh, my God. They're just throwing fuel on the fire. Josh Downs, 2 rookies. Yeah, I like Josh Downs. He's a little small, though. Flowers, I like Flowers. Thoughts on Cooper Kupp? I'm going to say Cooper Kupp's the top 6 overall player. Doing a dynasty draft this season. Going to need you. Thank you, Avi. Appreciate you. A lot of people are packing out, man. It's crazy. I'm surprised more people aren't taking advantage of they close at noon. Like, there are a lot of people that are bailing. They're just like, why would you not go? This should be the busiest day. I don't understand why Radio Row's getting people are leaving. People are packing up and leaving. I don't know why. This should be the busiest day. Saturday, right before. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm gonna go walk around too and venture around and see if there's anybody lingering out in front. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate you. Is that a forklift? Yeah, they're doing some heavy duty work behind me. It's still very early, but there are some stages that they're potentially taking down over in the corner. It's 8:18 a.m. right now, but I was here before 7. What's up, Dave? Go hard or go home, says Isaac. If you're not first, you're last, Isaac. Doing Dynasty Draft. Heck yeah, show us around if you can. Yeah, I'll try and do it. I might end the live and go live on my phone, once I end here, rather than walk around with my computer, and I've got everything plugged in. Got a mic and everything. Kelsey over under 78 yards. I'd probably say under. Subscribed recently. Great channel. Thank you, Hav. Appreciate you. So, little bit of news, a little bit of announcement. I hope you guys take well to this. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 90% sure that I think I'm going to turn the Dynasty channel, because I feel like there is no need to have a separate Dynasty channel. Essentially, I'm going to hit Dynasty so hardcore this offseason on the main channel. I don't want to take away from that. So I'm turning the Dynasty channel into a sports show. Just anything sports. Controversial. Tiger Woods goes on a bender and drives his car off the road. We talk about that all day. If Michael Irvin gets booted out of here, as he did, and we're feeling like he had some false accusations potentially against him, as Ron Navy said, we talk about this topic. Kevin Durant gets traded to the Suns. Talk about that constantly. Just boom, boom. I feel like I do enough Dynasty on this channel that we could use that channel for sports, controversial sports topics, like a news show, like an ESPN. I've always wanted to have my own sort of ESPN vibe, not just fantasy football. It won't be fantasy at all. It will be news. It'll be news. So the Dynasty channel, I think we turn into it's be called the Smitty Report, and it'll just be the hottest news topics in the sports world. Anything. It could be, like I said, a big, huge, LeBron James retires. We probably talk about that all day. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. I know some of you only play and watch football, but I think the topics we bring up will be so controversial and fun, and there's going to be a lot of arguments to be made. It's going to be a controversial show. Like, it'll be controversial topics. Let me know what you think about that idea, and if you'd be interested in that. I just feel like, as Slat said, dividing up the Dynasty and this channel just doesn't make sense, because I don't want a Smitty Center. Yeah, I've had a few people tell me that, but it's called the Smitty Report. So if you're subscribed to the Dynasty channel, you're already subscribed to it. But that'll be turned into the Smitty Report, and it'll have a lot of football related. So if you're a football only person, don't think, oh, I got to unsubscribe now. About 60% of all the news will probably be football, NFL. I'd say 60% of the entire show will probably be football, but it won't be fantasy. It'll be like, hey, who's better? Who is the best running back of all time? And then just debate that, or someone gets traded, Devontae Adams, or when Aaron Rodgers gets traded, go live on that. I mean, obviously I'll be live on the main channel, but I'll go live on that channel as well, talking about Aaron Rodgers and all that stuff, but not from a fantasy perspective. It'd be from an NFL perspective. What do the Green Bay Packers do? Are the Green Bay Packers going to fall apart now? It'll be conversations like that. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I'm excited about it, because I've always wanted to have my own little Sports Center, type of show, and I try and create that vibe with the fantasy football show, but it's only on the fantasy football level, so I don't get the full this is a sports vibe thing. I just think there's so many controversial topics that are taking place that we talk about, but then we gloss over it. I would like to attack it hardcore. It's crazy, man. People are just packing up and leaving. LeBron record. Yeah, like that. Like LeBron breaking the record, go live. Talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be fun. Also, I might do almost like a, I don't know, documentary style take on something. Like a documentary style take on the concussion, CTE. We should be talking about concussions in CTE and the NFL, dropping the ball on that or whatever. We'll be going live on that on the Smitty report. So we'll see a lot of concussion stuff. What's up, C-Mac? C-Mac, baby. C-Mac and the hizzy. C-Mac wants to sign me to the Niners as a backup kicker, bro. The injuries you guys are going to have probably every year moving forward, you might need a second or third kicker. I'll do the job right. I know Eric Davis said that would have been blocked, but I reviewed it. It was a pretty high trajectory kick. So I kind of disagree with Eric. Yeah, Barstool. Thanks, way up. Appreciate you. What do you think about Trey Lance saying he wants to play with the Titans? C-Mac, can you give us any insight on that? Let's let C-Mac reply to that. C-Mac, give us a little taste of what you're thinking there. YouTube algorithm boosts long form content. They do and they don't. Sometimes they it sounds like they're looking at boosting short term content even more than normal, but that's okay. I mean, long form content gets good watch time. Watch time's ultimately what rules, you know. Steph over LeBron. Also, Steph over LeBron. I don't know about that, Avi. Come on, bro. I mean, he's a better shooter. Fields, Trevor, Lamar, rank them. Give me Fields. It depends where Lamar is. So right now, I'm going to go Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar. But if Lamar's in Miami, or if Lamar's in Las Vegas, or Lamar's in the Jets uniform in 2023, then I'm probably putting Lamar second, and Trevor Lawrence third. But Fields is my 5 overall. Behind the big 4, it's Fields, and no Steph over LeBron. Yep, let's go. Let's build that empire. Appreciate you. Jerry Jones for sure would put you into kick. Maybe. Maher is a disaster. That is an absolute Eric Davis statement. Yeah, he can't even let me live up. Look, C-Mac, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting older, bro. And that was my last sports victory. That was probably my last sports victory to be the longest kick at the NFL experience on day 1. I don't know if anybody beat it in day 2. Or today's day 3. I think the experience is still going on right now across the street. That was my sports victory. That was my last dance, bro. That was my last dance. I don't think my knees can take an intramural basketball league anymore. I could run. I can do like a 5K. I might still have victories in the 5K department, but that's it. As far as football, as far as basketball, as far as whatever, I don't think my knees can handle. Like I'd tear an ACL, I'd tear a meniscus, I'd tear something. That is my final last dance victory, is being the longest field goal kicker at the NFL experience in 2023. And I'm taking my victory lap. Darn it. How did Carr's visit go? Very good, because they have the framework of a deal worked out, my guy. And it really probably looks seriously close to getting done. As long as the long-term deal is to the liking of Derek Carr, then the trade would get executed. Top 3 rookie wide receivers and go. We're going to do a rookie wide receiver video later, so hang tight on that one. I don't want to spill the beans on that. Smitty Gold. That's right. That's right, pal. Avi, appreciate your super chat, by the way, Avi. Thank you. Avi, how's school? If you see me running, you better follow suit. Someone is chasing me, says Jason. Knee model for Smitty. Bro, my knee's been mangled. My good knee is the patellar tendon rupture that looks the worst. My good knee looks the worst. This is my good knee. This is, whoa. This is my good knee, bro. Look at that. I got the big scar right there. That's my good knee. This is my bad knee, bro. That's my bad knee. Your boy Smitty. Boy Smitty's tore up from the floor up. But that's okay. I went out there, and I kicked that sucker. Anyway, what else are we doing today? We're going to be walking around, I suppose, at some point. I might end the live stream soon here and then go wander around and see what's going on. And then we'll play it by ear as far as how long. I thought I'd be here live streaming the entire day. I don't know if I will because there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of people that are going to pack up early. So I figure I'll venture around. I might come back in here and set up again or go live, or I might just potentially, I'm not leaving yet. Let's do some phone calls. But I think a lot of people are going to start leaving. It's getting a little bit more and more abandoned. Which surprises me that people would be leaving at this time. I'm also going to check around the other areas. Any good food out here? Well, I live right down the road, so nothing's new for me. But as far as like in here, I don't know. I'm going to be looking for some grub in a little bit. It's going solid. It's got an 85 out of 100 on a math quiz. Nice job, Avi. Plan to do any interviews if I run into people. I don't know how many players are going to be down here today. Probably not a lot unless they're in the other building. So I'm going to go venture around. Somebody just like Uncle Rico. Okay. Thanks, buddy. I don't know if that's a compliment, but I appreciate you. See these celebrities? They're all over, bro. I saw Dorset. I've seen I've seen a lot of old timers walking around too. Tony Dorsett I was standing right next to him. I put a video clip of that up on my Instagram. I'm a Giants fan, would hate Bijan to the Eagles, but it'll be great for fantasy. Yeah, Bijan to the Eagles would be amazing. Barkley needs to come back. Yeah, he'll be. I think he'll get a long-term deal, bro. And then the Giants will franchise tag Danny Dimes. I think that's probably what's going to happen. All right, broskies. I'm gonna jump back on my phone in a little bit. I might go on IG in a little bit, but appreciate you all. And I don't know if I want to go live in here or out there on my phone. So appreciate you guys all. Hit the thumb up button, and I'll be back.